Recording in progress.
Okay, guys, so now we are going to discuss about what is this?
What is the characteristic? What are the characteristic of successful or good
Good
teaching
learners
pronunciation?
and also teaching pronunciation. So, what do you think about teaching pronunciation? Like, maybe you can give your experience um, in your classroom. What do you think that you as a teacher have to think have to teach pronunciation, and what kind of activity that you think that it will be perfect for the pronunciation class? Who will begin the discussion? I mean, yeah, Lina, you?
Kak Rizka dulu aja.
Well, I'm the host.
Yeah, it's okay.
Maybe Ega first. Ega, give your opinion. How is the perfect pronunciation classes for you?
Saya yang nyatet ya.
Okay.
Based on my experience, when I teach pronunciation, I do the traditional one. Like, okay, guys, repeat after me. Apple, something like that. But I ever teach elementary school student for sing a song. So I create a song based on the material, like wait, I forget.
Twinkle, twinkle,
Like
little star.
like about good morning, selamat pagi, good afternoon, siang, good evening, petang, good night, selamat malam, goodbye, sampai jumpa, good morning, selamat pagi. That
Also, you use the what is this? No subtitle, what the translation too.
yeah, like
Mm.
what's more book itu buku, eraser, penghapus, ruler, penggaris, bag itu tas, pencil itu pensil, marker itu spidol, cat itu kapur, dustbin tempat sampah. Lah gitu. I young
Okay.
learn sweet song, so they know the accent,
Yeah.
what's the meaning
But
of the English.
do you think that the song it will be appropriate for the teenagers too?
Teenagers, I don't think that the teenagers interest enough to sing a song.
How
They
about we change the genre of the song, like not the kids song, like for example, love song or um, what is this like friendship?
when based on my experience in senior high school in senior high school, my teacher provide us the several movies, like movies from using standard English, like the actor and the actress from American, and also like Harry Potter is for British. And do you know what's that crazy Asian that from Singapore is for Singlish. So the teacher introduced us about the several accent in this world. So we as a student know that not only standard English like American and British, but also there are some or more for accent in this world, like that.
Yeah. So, which is the best for you? Like, what do you think?
The best. I don't have any idea which one is the best. Maybe,
We can try all of them then, though.
yeah.
Disesuaikan dengan studentnya juga ya.
Uh, okay, now you, maybe Lina. Yeah. That's all from you, Ega.
Pertanyaannya
You
apa
have
ya? Aksen.
How to
um
teach.
Aksen ya. How to.
yeah, it is like for the pronunciation classes first, okay? So later we will go to the next question. So ya biar nggak campur tahu itu, jadi kita bahas dulu yang the first point first.
Okay, that's all for me.
Okay, thank you, Ega. That's quite interesting to
You're
use the song in the classroom. And how about you, Lina? What do you think for the pronunciation classes?
I think for the pronunciation classes, I usually use listening practice first. I use some resources, like useful resources from the YouTube and then TikTok. And after that, after we listen, we can try it in some class like that. And we make a note about the important sound or important word that we can remember it and memorizing. And then I think, sometimes we record the pronunciation and then we listen by yourself. Just it, I think.
Okay, that's enough.
That's enough.
How about you, Nailin?
If me, when I teach my kindergarten student, I use phonic. So the pronunciation is based on the phonic. For example, from alphabet first. Alphabet, but it sounds phonic, and after that, it's moved to the phonic words. Like example, we start from letter A with phonic sounds for apple, for alligator, and then to make sure they have good understanding about the pronunciation that I taught, I use some worksheet. For example, like to fill in the first letter. For example, apple. So my student has to fill in the first letter. They have to guess, and after they guess, they write letter A. I ask them to pronounce. What is this? What is the missing letter? They answer A. How is the voice? The phonic sounds of A. They answer So I ask them to pronounce again one more. Okay, so pronounce it like this. Can you repeat after me? Apple, like that. And it's also practice when I teach them like the words of phonics like so like and pen. So it's the material after I taught the sounds phonic of alphabet. So I think it's quite good to teach my students to teach the pronunciation for my students to make the good pronunciation in English, I think. And while doing the worksheet, they also can memorize the new vocabulary. Because prepare the some vocabularies related with the material that I taught in each meeting.
Alphabet sounds disebutnya phonetic apa Phonic. Phonetic sound or phonic sound?
Usually
It's a
it's
phonic. It's a
Apa?
phonic.
Phonic.
Phonetic itu namanya kan. Phonetic symbols. We
yeah.
say phonic sounds.
Phonetic is the symbol of the writing, but the name is phonic.
Yes.
But
Oh no.
yeah, they still for the accent they still use their accent themselves, Jember
Natural,
accent.
right? Like
Yeah, like
I call them pure accent.
like that's okay, yes, miss. But they all practice English quite good. They want they want to practice and combine it with their local accent.
That's
I think
all.
that's yeah, my experience, Mbak Rizka.
Okay, now I think it's from my experience because I have not that much, but for me it's quite a lot because I've been teaching for kindergarten too in my private course and also secondary school that having a Cambridge curriculum in their school. And I also teach for secondary school, like junior high school, in the vocational school, like government school. For the kindergarten, yeah, I really agree to the Nile opinion about how to use phonics in the classrooms. Why? Because I think by bringing the phonics in the Scotch, like introducing the word to the students, it will make them easier to remember the words like that Nailil explained before. When we try to pronounce the word, we will begin with the first letter phonics. Like for example, when I'm going to say pen, we have to say p, a, n. So we say pen like this. And I also use this for my students in the junior high school because they actually have no ability to speak well because they have very low level English there. So yeah, sometimes I also try to ask them to use phonics, and it's very important. But for the like at school, I usually do it's kind of traditional method because I'm asking the students to read some of the text given in the textbook related to the materials that I have to teach to them. For example, I'm teaching them a family, so I will give them the text related to the family and we read together, like per paragraph. And then after that, after we read together, I'm going to ask one by one students to read, not all of them, but volunteer, like I will choose some of them to read, like one sentence or one paragraph, and then later we will discuss it how to pronounce the difficult words. Sometimes I write some of the difficult word in the whiteboard, and then later we will pronounce it together. And sometimes I deliver phonics there. And I've been trying to use song in the classroom, but it's not really useful because of the first my students couldn't understand like the song itself. Like the song is not familiar for the English song because I live in a city side and my students really like to hear dangdut and also uh, a Japanese a song, and it's hard for me to bring the song in the classroom. So for the village students, like yeah, um, the students that very have low English, it will be better to deliver some of the reading text, or you just using the vocabulary to them, and we discuss and we try to pronounce or read the text together, and then later after they already know some of the vocabulary that's related to the materials, I will ask them to make a dialogue. So later, the students will make a dialogue, maybe in pairs, and the next day they will present it in their classroom. So, yeah, it's what I did in my classroom. But for my students that using Cambridge in the school, I have to make some of the more complicated tasks to them because they already know a lot of um, words in English, and they already know how to speak English and also read some of the text. For that students, I usually give them some of the video like narrative video like from the YouTube, and then later I ask them to write some of the words that they don't understand or the difficult words, and later we discuss it and we make it in a sentence, and I ask them to uh, retell the story that already watched before, like that. Yeah, that's all my experience. Maybe you have a different perspective about how the way we teach a pronunciation in the classroom. Like maybe, oh, I don't agree with that because I'm thinking like this. What do you think, guys?
I think it's useful, but Rizka, because it's differ to some student ya, dari
Yes,
kindergarten, senior high school. How we next to the characteristic, uh,
characteristic.
yeah, characteristic of good pronunciation. Wait, apa ya soal udah? Characteristic a good or successful language learners pronunciation. Ada dua kan tadi
Oh, yeah,
questionnya?
yeah. Mm-hmm. So it began from me.
Hmm.
Okay, so for me, like the characteristic of good learners, apa tadi? Learners pronunciation. I think is like the way they deliver the words to use for the communicating terms. Like, I think if they can just pronounce that word, even it's not really perfect, like the standardized English, and it will be okay. And I think that I already successful to teach my students because they can, like teach in a small village is very hard for the English one, right? It's because they don't know everything about English. I think when my students just can say like good morning, ma'am. Like, I understand, ma'am. It's already mean for me, Like, it is, it doesn't mean that I'm not successful in the classroom because my student just can say something very simple in English, but the progress, the way they try to communicate in English, it is like important rather than just the what is this? The result of the assignments. Yeah. So the point is like the successful learners pronunciation or good pronunciation is they can deliver the words that been taught in teaching, in learning in the classroom can be used in the communication, yeah, in the daily life. That's what that is my opinion about the successful we teach English pronunciation to the students. How about you?
Mbak Rizka, actually I want hear more about your experience teaching English for young learners that don't get much English exposure. Like I ever teach in the village. I ever teach student in village, and for the basic one like numbers, what numbers from 1 to 10, they don't know how to pronounce it actually, and I think that I don't have much. I don't think that I have knowledge to teach young learners that have apa ya low low low
Ability
proficiency, yeah,
and
proficiency in
proficiency.
English.
Yeah, it's kind of hard, but we as a teacher we have to make sure that the students understand, right? As we know that in the junior high school, the materials given to the students already like difficult for them because they don't have any ability to speak English, like they don't know the words in English, right? Like we can't say that zero English like that. So the things that I do usually I do in the first time because I teach in the seventh grade, right? So yeah, we have zero English. Maybe like in the classroom, only two students that have little bit knowledge about English. So I'm trying to, we have the goals to, we have the curriculum that we have to follow to in the classroom. We have the goals that we have to achieve in one semester, and we tied with that rule. So jadi kita nggak bisa kalau nggak ngikuti kurikulum itu kan. Jadi selain itu gini, um, in the first time we give the materials that uh, already given based on the syllabus, right? For example, in the first materials, we have introduction. There will be in the book or some of the example they already have a complicated dialogue, and the students don't understand about that. But from that, it's okay, we give it first, but later we elaborate one by one. For example, we have good morning, good afternoon, or what. Like we write all of them and then make sure that the students understand all of the greetings in English, right? So later, after we elaborate all of the things related to the materials, so we give them a task. I know that in this era, we have to do the deep learning to make sure that the student active in the classroom. But for me, karena aku di small village itu nggak bisa, nggak jalan. Jadi, that it is okay to bring them the materials, but we as a teacher, we have to make sure the students understand. Jadi sama kayak tadi, misalkan kita mau kasih pelajaran descriptive text ya. Jadi kadang kita menyebutkan one like this and oh it's not descriptive text, procedure text. So one, we have to do this. Second, two, we have to do that. Like dia nggak tahu ordinal number, so we explain that. Misalkan mereka sudah tahu number, tapi Miss ini kok 1 second dan yang lain-lain. So we have to explain it again. Oh, it's called as ordinal number. So what kind of ordinal number? Blah 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 blah. And then we discuss. It's the same that you do for the traditional method in teaching. Me myself, I try to ask my students to pronounce like one, and then they pronounce two. If there is a mistake later at the last, I will say like read it together, but after me. I show them to pronounce it first and they follow after me like this. What do you think? It is hard, Ega, because karena kan kalau orang orang ngomong sekarang tuh, oh deep learning itu nggak gitu caranya. I know, ketika kita membicara yang banyak orang bilang kan kita harus ini membuat aktif, jangan jangan tradisional gitu. Tapi ketika kita menghadapi kenyataan yang seperti itu, akhirnya nanti yang tradisional itu muncul, yang teacher centered itu. Tapi nggak semuanya teacher center. Jadi ketika kita sudah, oh kayaknya anak-anak ini nggak jalan ya, baru kita keluarkan deh jurus yang lama itu keluar gitu. That's it my opinion.
Iya, like I ever teach vocational school student, SMK, like the curriculum or like in the textbook it said that the student have to create or produce text, but all of them they're all of them don't have any prior knowledge, like
Yeah.
how can they create a text but they don't have any knowledge about it, like that.
Yeah, it's happened to me before that I told you I use that apa namanya. Jadi menjelaskan lagi ya dari elaborate apa yang ada di dialog itu ya. Selain itu saya juga pernah using a flip learning classroom. Jadi materi itu I give the students before the class. Like for example, today I already teach my students grammar, and next day I will ask them to write a descriptive text, for example. So in at home, I will prepare some of the materials related to descriptive text that the student have to read in the class, and then the next meeting, the students will already prepare the notes, the rhythm, or everything related to the descriptive text, and they will bring to the classroom, and we will discuss little bit, very little bit about that, and I will ask them to make it. Tapi karena di tempatku itu mungkin kalau di kota it will be useful ya, karena kan murid-muridnya itu punya HP, maksudnya kan um, kemauan belajarnya itu lebih tinggi daripada anak-anak desa ya. Kalau di desa kan udah ada yang kerja, bantu orang tua, dan ya untuk teknologi itu agak gaptek gitu ya. Jadi mereka itu jalan, tapi gak begitu jalan sih, karena mereka memang kemauan untuk belajarnya itu sangat kurang gitu. Kalau di kota mungkin ke SMK gitu mungkin bisa deh, karena kan apa ya, mereka kan pengen belajar ya, apa belajarnya itu lebih tinggi lah daripada anak-anak desa ya. Jadi pakai flip learning itu bagus. Jadi kamu kasih materinya dulu sebelum mereka datang ke kelas gitu. Okay, thank you. How about you, Ega? Then, what is successful learner pronunciation?
For this question, actually, I don't have any idea. Please, Nailil on Lina or Bariska first.
I already said that. Now, Lina lah. Lina.
I think for me, it's the characteristic of good learners pronunciation is focus on intelligibility, kejelasan. If we pronounce that, we can understand what you say. If the word is apa ya, jelas gitu loh. The goal is not about sound like native speaker, but to speak clearly so others can understand. That's all, nggak ada ide lain.
Ya berarti untuk komunikasi kan
Iya,
artinya ya,
heeh.
like for the concern on the meaning and delivering communication gitu kan.
Iya.
Okay, we have the same idea. Oh. How
How
about
about
you,
you,
Nailin?
Nailin?
I think so. Because sometimes our student have different ability, right, about English. So it's too hard for some students if we put the successful pronunciation learner as a native speaker or as the phonic sounds means they have to pronounce based on phonic. Because the phonic one, actually, for my student, that they have good pronunciation or understanding in phonic, usually they came from international school background. So for others, yeah, it's quite difficult for them to receive that material, the phonic, I mean. So yeah, I just um, see the successful pronunciation from my students. The main point, yeah, from the clearness when they deliver the what, yeah, the context, based on the context.
So it can be understanding the pronunciation features like sounds, phonic, and apa ya biasanya itu? Intonation, maybe?
For I think for some students, I will do that if they have good ability. But for some students that's still zero, because I have some students that came from a zero knowledge about English. In this context, yeah, it's kindergarten students. For to know the what's that, they have good pronunciation or no based on the cleaners, yeah, how to say, like I agree, like when Mbak Rizka said, if they already say yes, I understand, or for some a bit tiny bit conversation, I have what I have saya tuh menganggapnya itu sudah cukup gitu. Jadi I don't put too much many penilaian untuk successful learners pronunciation for one some of my students that still low ability in English. I think that's all.
So it's mean that we appreciate what they already do, like
Yeah.
even just only very little word that they can pronounce, as
Yes.
long as they
Maybe
can try, you know, yeah.
maybe I just try to um, make a little bit correction. For example, when they say example, one of the color purple, some many of my students doesn't don't understand that the correct way to pronounce is purple. They mostly they say purple, right? Purple. So I just make it clear. I ask them to repeat me some 3 times, and then after that, yeah, if um, they come back to the first pronunciation that they understand before. I just remind again, and I don't what yeah force them to just say. You have to say like this, like the phonic the phonic pronunciation um, correct one like that.
Yeah, so it's mean that judgment, or I mean like correction also important, but it will be at the end, but without judge them directly, right? Because it will make them maybe that Ega told us before they don't want to talk in English anymore because they feel anxious or uncomfortable. Okay, so I think that's enough, right? Who wrote the conversation note?
I am. Mau
Okay,
share screen bisa nggak, Kak? Ini takut ada yang mau ditambahin atau gimana?
okay. Let's try to share.
The first one is how to teach pronunciation from the Baega. The first is using repeat after me method. That's right. And then by a song vocabulary. And the last one is introduce several accent in the word. And for, ya ini punya saya udah. Terus Nailil, kayaknya salah deh namanya. Naili. Nailil. The first is introduce phonic sound for kindergarten students, and then worksheet. Ada lagi? Oke. Yang dari Bariska, the first is introducing phonics to remember the word, and then use traditional method like use text related to material, read one sentence until paragraph and discuss of difficult word to pronounce. The last one is make a dialogue and present in front of the class. Ada yang mau ditambah, Kak?
No, it's all right.
Okay.
Thank you.
For the characteristic, I think we found just 3. The first is take a way to deliver these uses for communication in every life or daily life gitu ya. In daily.
Bentar, itu good learners, pronunciation, learners. Berarti as a learners, right?
Gimana?
As a learners or as a teacher itu. Berarti kan as a learners kan. Maksudnya itu learners yang sukses menggunakan pronunciation itu learners yang bagaimana gitu kan maksudnya.
Iya.
Ini soalnya di grup WA teaching pronunciation sama a good successful language learners characteristic. Berarti kan learnersnya.
Iya, berarti itu nggak gitu deh. Berarti
Tuh gimana?
itu focus on meaning rather than, nggak apa-apa dah gitu dah. Ya, focus, tambahin focus on meaning and, oke gitu aja. Intelligibility itu yang gimana ya?
Kejelasan.
Oh ya, clear, have a clear pronunciation, understandable gitu ya maksudnya ya.
Mm-mm. Buka kurung ya.
Iya dah,
Apa tadi?
understandable or clear, clear aja, clear
Clear.
pronunciation. Itu nggak apa-apa dah, give constructive feedback for the teacher.
Oke. Udah itu apa lagi?
Yang itu ditambah give constructive feedback for a teacher,
For
ya
or
kan?
from?
From a teacher. Atau teachers give gitu ya. Itu sebenarnya notes bukan karakternya itu kan. Jadi teacher gives constructive feedback if it is necessary. Itu yang um, undirectly ya berarti ya. Gives undirectly. Konstruktif itu sudah undirectly ya betul. Atau kita bilang no judgment gitu dah. Nggak
Tapi
perlu. Hmm?
kayaknya enggak deh, Kak. Soalnya ini successful learners pronunciation ya.
Iya itu kan
Berarti
learnersnya bukan teachernya.
iya,
Ini
bukan
nggak apa-apa. Ini dikasih note aja nanti.
gimana
Jangan
gimana.
dikasih nomor 3 tuh.
Terus nomor tiganya dihapus.
Ya dihapus. Jadi kalau ada siswa nggak bisa gitu, kan maksudnya gitu tuh. Itu kayak note.
Ini nggak apa-apa.
Nggak apa-apa deh. Kan kalau kita kan anggapnya gitu toh. Maksudnya suksesnya mereka itu kalau mereka udah bisa ngomong gitu, even it's not perfect, that's okay. Yang penting dia bisa communicate with that language and understandable for other people. Ya kan?
Actually, I have a book about pronunciation. Ini dari S1 yang dulu. Tapi di sini cuma ada ini loh. Hmm, how to practice pronunciation. Kalau karakteristiknya nggak ada.
Iya nggak apa-apa dah ini dulu dah ya. Terus
Dua
ini
aja.
gimana ini? Kalau udah,
Keluar dari ruang ini tah. Exit from this room.
Ya, kayaknya.
Iya kan di pinggir sebelah kanan.
exit dah ya. I stop record ya. Ini stop record dulu.
Oke.
Terus ini kalau sudah stop record, kesimpan ke siapa?
Biasanya langsung nggak sih
Laptopnya,
di
laptopnya Mbak Rizka, Deng.
laptopnya Mbak?